This video may contain copyrighted material, the use of which may not have been specifically authorized by the copyright owner under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
From your boss?
Why don't we sign on right now?
Did your boss, Donald Trump?
You can easily extend
Did your
the
boss,
ACA
did your
right
boss
now.
Donald Trump
He's
give
not
you
my
permission?
boss.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. And by the way,
So let me ask you a
why
question.
did you vote to
Let me
shut
ask
the
you a
government
question.
down?
You
Why
know
did
I
you vote
didn't-
to shut
Let
it
me
down?
ask you a question.
For years, you always
You're
lectured about
making-
how we need to
you're
keep the
making
government
You're
open.
making a show of
No,
making
it's
yourself
sad.
relevant.
It's sad. You could
It's
easily
an
sign on to
You're
this.
embarrassing
You
yourself
could
right
sign
now.
on to this. The only
You're
embarrassment
chasing
here is
clout.
you.
You're an
You
embarrassment.
could sign on to the bill.
Let me ask you a question.
You have 4 Democrats on here.
Let me
Why
ask you a
won't you
question.
sign on
Let me ask
to
you a
it?
question.
It's a
Let
clean
me ask you
extension
a
for 1
question.
year.
You voted for the one big
Clean
ugly bill,
extension.
correct?
I voted for a
The
tax
largest-
cut bill that gave the
the
largest tax
largest
cut
the
to
largest-
Americans in history,
the
including, by
largest-
the way, the average New Yorker getting a $4,000 tax cut. Are you against that?
You're embarrassing
Do you want
yourself
to
right
you want
now.
to cut the standard deduction in
The
half? Is that
largest
what you
cut
wanted
to
to do?
Medicaid in
No, we
American
rooted
history.
out
You voted
waste,
for that.
fraud, and abuse, by the
You
way.
voted
Tom DiNapoli, the
for a
Democratic
permanent-
controller of New York,
Let me ask you a question.
pointed out that $1.2
If
billion
you're gonna-
were wasted.
Listen, you're not gonna
wasted,
talk.
wasted,
You're not gonna talk to
wasted
me. You're not
on
gonna talk to me
fraud
and talk
and
over
non-New
me
York residents
because you don't
getting
want to
paid.
hear what I have to say.
Oh, I'm
So
listening.
why
Go
don't you
ahead.
just keep your mouth shut?
Oh,
because you
is
showed
that-
up.
is that the way to
you
talk?
showed up. You showed up.
Yeah.
And so you voted for this one
I
big
signed
ugly
on
bill.
to this. You can extend it
A
right now.
permanent extension of massive tax breaks for your billionaire donors.
So 90% of
So
Americans.
they can get a permanent extension.
90% of
but
Americans
working
take the
class
standard
Americans
deduction.
can't? Is that right?
90% of Americans take the standard deduction.
Is that
right?
right?
If you had your way, the standard deduction would have been cut in half. That
No
would have been a
one-
massive tax increase
one-
on Americans all across the country.
You're
You support
here,
that?
unfortunately.
You're
to
against
do
lifting the cap on
bidding
salt?
Of your billionaire
You're,
donors.
the
That's
billionaire
unfortunate.
donors lifting the
That's
cap on
correct.
salt. We put a income cap in place.
Why are you here right now?
An income
Where the
cap.
re- where
Well,
the rest
didn't
of
you
your
want all
Republican
Republicans
colleagues?
to be here?
Where
I'm
the
here.
rest, where are the rest of your Republican
You wanted
colleagues?
Republicans to be here. I'm here.
Why are you
And by
here?
the way,
Why-
you can
Why-
pass an ACA extension right now. Sign
your
on to this
boss-
bill.
did your boss
Sign
Donald
on
Trump-
to the bill.
Is your boss Donald Trump behind that? yet?
HR 5145. Why don't you get on it?
Mike, is your boss Donald Trump behind that?
Why
yet?
won't you get on it?
Because you don't work for the American people.
Oh, I do. I work
don't
for,
work for the
the
people
people
of
of
the
New
17th
York. I
Congressional
work for the
District.
people of my district.
Is that why you? Is that
I'm
why
here.
You got 145,000
And by the way, I voted
people
for
on
a
Medicaid.
clean CR to keep the government open
Mike,
and funded.
you're-
You voted to shut it
You're
down.
embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah, leader, with all due
Well, as we
respect,
would say
you're
back
the
in the-
one,
why are you playing yourself?
you're the one
Why are
who
you playing
actually
yourself with
voted
these
to shut
theatrics?
the government down.
Actually, you
It's
know
sad.
that's not true.
It's sad. You voted to shut the government
Listen,
down.
Do Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the President?
Right, and
correct?
you're smart enough to know
Is
that
that
you
right?
need 60 votes in the Senate,
Is
right?
that right? No.
Do you need 60 votes in the
Were
Senate or no?
60 votes needed to pass your one big ugly bill?
Reconciliation, which you
Was
did with
six-
the IRA,
were
and
60
boy, that really reduced inflation.
Are you,
did a
trying to
great job
elevate
there.
yourself because you're afraid
I'm not
you're
trying to
about
elevate
lose
myself.
re-election?
No, I'm not going to lose
Let me ask you a
re-election.
question.
You spent $42 million last cycle.
Mike,
You didn't do
Mike,
that
let me
great.
ask you a question. Why aren't you running for governor right now? You spent,
Because
you
I
spent a
actually
year and a half.
enjoy this job, and I'm here to.
See, this is why I don't know how they can tolerate some of these people. That's the dollar store Obama. He was trying to play the tough role here. I liked about the fall here. He was planning to play the tough role for some reason. Dollar store Obama. I guess they thought we was going. I hope you keep your shit down. And personally, the plan that the Republicans are offering them, a clean CR, I don't even like that because that one still goes with the Joe Biden spending habits, and we're gonna be $40 trillion in debt before President Trump gets out of office. I mean, no country in the history of the world, I think, has been in debt by almost $40 trillion. That doesn't even make any sense to me. So I don't understand what's going on there. We're solving all kind of problems all around the world. I'm glad the economy is doing good. The border's shut down. There's two problems I have with the Trump administration. I think he's doing a fantastic job on the economy. I agree with it. I think they've done a fantastic job on the border. I think it was outstanding. I think he's trying to stop some of these wars. Now, some of them, I think he's went a little too far. We seem like we're more concerned about what's going on in other countries than we are here. We got civil unrest all in our damn country. They're attacking the ICE agents, and we're talking about making peace with the other countries. Why don't we make some peace in our damn country as opposed to being as worried about Israel and the Palestinians and Ukraine and Russia? How about America and America and America? I don't see peace in most of these cities. Brandon Johnson and J.B. Pritzker both should be actually charged with a crime already. The police, whoever ordered their stand down while the ICE agents was pinned down, one heifer rammed the car. Somebody should be locked up for that. Are there no consequences behind some of the things that you've done? And then we have, did you know that Gavin Newsom wants to be the president? As if he ain't screwed up California enough. In a real world, if it wasn't such fake politicians, Gavin Newsom wouldn't even have the courage to try to run for president with the lousy job he's done in California. California by itself has the 5th largest economy in the whole freaking world. Not the other state. California by itself has the 5th largest economy in the entire world. And Gavin Newsom and these crazy whack job liberals have destroyed that beautiful state. It's a beautiful state too. The countrysides are still real beautiful. Is that they didn't screw up San Francisco? They've screwed up LA. They've screwed up Oakland. The major cities have went to toast. Now, there's some more of a countryside, the vineyards in some of these places. It's still beautiful in California. Just like most liberal states can be beautiful if you just get out the city. Michigan is beautiful if you get out the city. You go anywhere in New England, it's beautiful if you get out the city. Hell, Vermont is beautiful if you get out the city. New Hampshire is beautiful if you get out the city. It ain't, and there's good people in all these states. The problem is that the leadership. Now, there's a woman you probably heard of her by now because she's been in the news. Katie Porter. Have you seen this Brahma Bull? Katie Porter has a nasty attitude. She was seen cussing out one of her staffers on video. Her husband in divorce settlement, it don't even look like she'll like men. But her husband, I'm gonna show you some of her videos. Her husband says that she dumped some hot mashed potatoes on top of his head. He had to get a restraining order from this Brahma Bull, this beast. And she's known for like abusing her staff. I think with her husband, she said she was throwing toys and books and other objects at him. This is in divorce. Now they say he went back and recanted. Yeah, because y'all paid him off because she was running for office. She said she routinely called him an effing idiot, called him effing incompetent. I don't know if he was a stay-at-home husband or something, because from this report, it sounds sort of like that, but she still don't. Why marry somebody you want to abuse like that? She once told him he couldn't have a cell phone because he's too dumb to operate. He's too effing dumb to operate. You mean your wife can tell you if you can have a damn phone or not? What kind of wimp is he? But anyway, because I got a couple of video clips that I want to play of her. Let me see here. Which one would I like to play first? I like to play, let's see. I think I'll play, where's my list? I think I'm going to play, yeah, I'm going to play the one she cusses her staff because she got an interview, and the interview is golden because she gets so frustrated. Anytime a liberal gets asked tough questions, this is why, like when Kamala Harris was pretending to be running for president, when they tried to install her like they did Joe Biden, she would not go on certain shows, but when she got desperate, she tried to go on these shows, and people like 60 Minutes had to alter the tape because she's so damn stupid. She's out here, I think she called Donald Trump a mother effer, if I'm not mistaken. She's such a classy lady. She really is. But I want to show the clip of this Katie heifer. I got a couple of funny ones too. This woman that was on an airplane, and another woman has a shootout with the police officer. We're gonna get to those a little bit later. And let me see if I got her, Mrs. Governor. Oh yeah, she's talking right here, and then one of her staffs gets in a review. She tells them to get out of her ugly, out of her effing.
For stat number 2?
I am.
All right.
Why is it doing that? Let's see here.
$632, which is how much you save in fuel and maintenance costs when you replace your.
You see that person back there? Now this helper right here is talking about climate change again. All of them are fake. Climate change is a joke.
Traditional car with an EV, with an electric vehicle. So I lease a Chevy Bolt. It is.
So what? See, this is what gets me with these liberals, because they want to drive. I don't care if you want to drive an electric car. This is America. You have every right to drive an electric car if you want to. You can put solar panels on your damn home if you want to. Hell, you can put solar panels on your lawnmower for all I care. I really don't give a damn. Just quit trying to shove that crap on the rest of us. We're not interested. I'm not interested at all in an electric car. If you have one, I'm happy for you. If it's doing you good, I'm not mad at you.
The best car that I have ever owned. I just plug it into the garage, 3-hole
You're wasting more energy by charging your electric car, fool.
prong.
When Pete Buttigieg was the transportation secretary, we played the video several times. He admitted that charging 2 electric vehicles in your home is like having 4 air conditioners or 25 refrigerators.
Plug, and I never have to go to the gas station.
That's awesome. And $632 is real money. And
How long does it take you to charge it up? Just say I want to take a road trip. If I want to take a road trip, will I be able to? How long is it going to take me to charge it? Because I don't want to be waiting like an hour or 2 hours to charge my damn car. Man, why is this thing moving in slow motion here? Like it's moving in slow motion. It's giving a delayed reaction or something.
I know here at UCI, we have a National Fuel Center Research Center, and they're also doing work on how to make electric vehicles affordable, including for low and moderate income people, working moms, single moms like me, people.
Have you guys ever watched Misery with Kathy Bates? I'm getting that Kathy Bates Misery vibe from her, because Kathy Bates played that role so damn well. When she broke his ankles, when her favorite writer was trying to escape, she broke his ankles. I said, boy, that show seemed painful.
Who really could benefit from an extra $632 in their pocket. And it's also not just the individual.
Liberals always want to dictate. They always calling people Adolf Hitler and Nazi and fascism, but they want to tell you what to drive, what to eat. I'm not interested in you lecturing me. What was Kathy Bates' name on Misery? That's what I'm gonna start calling. Wait, hold on a minute. Let me see. What was her name on that? I know somebody in there know about it. Who in there know Kathy Bates' name? Let me see. What was Kathy Bates' name? Let me look it up because it's gonna bother me. Annie. That's her name. Annie. That's her name. Yeah, that's what I just looked. It was Annie. She was Annie. I'm gonna start calling her Annie from Misery.
Individual savings, but it's also the total savings for our economy.
Now watch this person back in the back is gonna keep coming to the camera, and she don't like that.
So I'm on the oversight committee, you might know, and that is where we did a study recently.
See, they act so fake as long as it's a friendly interview. But every time a Republican is interviewed, they're hostile towards them, especially a real conservative. But she wants nothing but these fluff interviews.
This fall in September, and what it showed is if we don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying.
No, the Californians are dying from being shot, and you injecting them with this freaking disease so-called vaccination.
prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that.
Did you hear that? Let's rewind that. You see, she's so peaceful. This is how fake they are.
Pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's not that it's electric.
Did you hear that? She don't even feel no embarrassment. Get out of my effing shot. She seems pleasant. Everything her husband said about it is true. You can tell how she is. Because I got another interview. She wants to be the governor of California. She's going to be worse than Gavin Newsom.
Vehicles, it's that if we don't meet the commitments under the Paris Climate Accord.
Okay,
She knows she didn't got caught now.
it does. Okay, you also were in my shot before that. Stay out of my shot.
Stay out of her shot. You can tell she can get ignorant.
Okay, I'm going to start again with electric vehicles saving us money.
Perfect.
Okay,
You see how she talked to her staff in front of everybody. So imagine if the camera wasn't rolling. She did this on camera in front of everyone. And then say you was in my shot, stay out of my shot. Because she'll cuss you out. You remember Sheila Must I Die Jackson? She ain't quite the cusser as Sheila Must I Die Jackson, but she's trying. She's a pretty good. She said, stay out of my effing shot. Let's hear that one more time. She'll say she didn't say it. But the reporters want to ask her about it.
that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution and other problems, and the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
I wanted to tell you that that's actually incorrect. It's
She seems like a nice, pleasant person to be hanging around. Wouldn't you like to work for her? Get out of her. Who you think you're talking to like that? I ain't your damn child, Effa. I couldn't work for nobody talking to me like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's another way to say things like they're just gonna cuss somebody out. Like, I mean, who you think you're talking to? And you think her husband is lying in those divorce decree? Now, this particular interview right here, if this was a beauty right here, this woman, you can tell she's not really hostile because she said, we interviewed all the candidates. We asked them all of the same questions. She says, I don't care. I don't want you doing follow-up questions with me. I'm special. I dare you ask me another question. Do you know who I am? She almost went with the do you know who I am? Here she is in this interview.
Say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60%.
Look how arrogant she is. She's saying she don't need the damn Donald Trump voters in what we in California. She looked at the camera and starts laughing. But watch this. The woman gonna stay calm and ask her question. She's gonna get frustrated.
Of the vote, you think you'll get 60%? Everybody who did not vote for Trump will vote for you. That's what you're
In
saying.
a general election, yes. If it is me versus a Republican, I think that I will win the people
Not when we get through exposing you, Heifer.
who did not vote for Trump.
What if it's you versus another Democrat?
I don't intend that to be the case.
How you gonna stop somebody else from running? She's an arrogant. See you next Tuesday.
So how do you not intend that to be the case? Are you going to ask them not to run?
No, I'm saying I'm going to build the support. I have the support already in terms of name recognition. And so I'm going to do the
She said in terms of name recognition.
very best I can to make sure that we get through the primary in a really strong position. But let me be clear with you. I represented Orange County. I represented a purple area. I have stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from
The only reason you want anything is because people didn't know who you are.
Oakland, you don't have an
But
experience.
you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win.
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
You hear what she says? This is unnecessary argumentative. Watch this. She's upset because the woman's following you.
Oakland, you don't have an
But
experience.
you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them.
Wait a minute. Did she say you don't have any experience?
Stood on my own 2 feet and won Republican votes before. That's not something every candidate in this race can say. If you're from a deep blue area, if you're from LA or you're from Oakland, you don't have an
But
experience.
you just said you don't need those Trump voters.
Well, you asked me if I needed them to win.
So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
them
is
to win.
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
The question is the same thing I asked everybody, that this is being called the empowering voters to stop Trump's power grab. Every other candidate has answered this question. This is not
Correct. And I said I support it.
So, and the question is, what do you say to the 40% of voters who voted for Trump?
Oh, I'm happy to say that.
David says she needs more biscuits and gravy. Oh my God. Fallout Weather says she gives him flashbacks of a bad teacher, similar to her. CB says she's a great liar. Oh my God. Yeah. It's gonna be rigged anyway. Marion says liberals are nasty, very nasty, very nasty. Kimberly, hello to Kimberly's daughters is watching with us. Well, hello there, Randy. Good to see you in the Common Sense Nation. Hope you're doing fantastic, Randy. God bless you. Happy to have you in the Common Sense Nation. No, she has a nasty attitude, don't she, boy? Augustine DeBella said the dress looks like a green hefty bag. Mystical Angel says she's definitely a spousal abuser. The old bag said her ass stinks. David said that chair is under more pressure than Biscuit Lady. Oh, man. Lisa said a ball buster. Why does her husband stay? Now, her husband's gone. They got a divorce. They got a divorce now. I think it was, I forgot, 2017, 18, and somebody got a divorce. Now, her husband said he couldn't take the abuse no more. You can tell she'd be nasty. Now, watch out. This lady going to keep pushing back, and she going to say, I'm going to cut the interview.
It's the do you need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer.
What part you don't understand about do you need him to win, Heifer?
Answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can.
But she don't need you.
And what I'm saying to you is that.
Well, to those voters, okay, so.
You see how frustrated she is? Anytime you ask liberals tough questions that don't make any sense, see, the rest of these people just kiss her ass because she's such a bully. But whenever you ask her tough questions and do follow-up, watch, she gonna tell the lady, don't do follow-ups. In other words, let me say anything and run away with it. These liberals are not smart. What they're good at going to get interviews where people kiss their behinds and they don't have to answer tough questions.
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it.
Look,
Thank you.
look,
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single question you.
she says she don't want follow-ups. Can you believe this? She wants to be the governor. She can't handle follow-up questions because as long as you making her think that she's making sense, I said, get your bleepity bleep out of here then. I don't care if you give an interview. I said, do you see Miss the Californians? Do you see her? She don't give a damn. She don't need you. She's insulting 40% of you. If the other 60% that supposedly voted for Kamala Harris, if you vote for her, you're stupid. Haven't you people suffered enough?
Ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't
our
care.
follow-ups.
I don't care.
You hear what she said? The lady said every other candidate has answered these questions. She said, I don't care because I'm special. Just ask my husband who left me.
I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation with you.
She wants to have a pleasant conversation. Whenever they interview somebody like Donald Trump or anybody else, do they ever be pleasant? Does CNN be pleasant? Does Miss NBC, does any of these people be pleasant? No. Liberals need soft interviews so they can pretend to be smart. If you really know what you're talking about and you're really confident in what you actually stand for, why are you getting so offended? Because she's asking you a specific question. Because they're not used to asking specific questions. This is my thing. If they actually have a paper ballots in California, Gavin Newsom would have never won with paper ballots. I don't think Gavin Newsom could have won with paper ballots. I just don't think that they really win. This is why they want mail-in ballots. This is why they want to be able to rig the machines. Because if you have fair elections, nobody, this is the thing with me. Have you ever talked to certain people and you'll say that these people seem more conservative? And I'm saying to myself, I'll ask somebody, sometimes it'd be maybe somebody I know or a family, and I'll go down the list of things they stand for. It'd be all conservative. Who you voting for? I'm gonna vote for a liberal. I'm gonna vote for a Democrat. All your policies is more leaning to the right, and you gonna vote leaning to the left? So you for criminals running in stores, running out? No, I'm not for that. Okay, do you believe that a man can become a woman? No, I'm not for that. Do you think somebody have a right to tell you what to eat, when to eat it, what to drive, where to live at? No, I don't agree with that. Why are you voting for the Democrats then, damn it? It doesn't make any damn sense. The logic in this makes no damn sense to me, but hey, don't confuse them. But before I continue, I want to, my man W.A. Jones, the lawyer, he hit us up for a donation earlier today. He said he hadn't been able to be in the lives. Let's see what he said to me. He says, been busy, Doc, but I still listen. God bless you. Well, I appreciate you, W.A. Jones. That's the theologian. That's the thespian, W.A. Jones, lawyer, W.A. Jones. I appreciate you, brother. He hit us up early this morning, like 11 something. He said he's still been listening, but he hadn't got a chance to be in the live. So I gave him, like to give him a shout out. Appreciate you, W.A. Jones. Mr. Jones. And also Pamela White. Remember Pamela White's husband, I believe it was got out the hospital. She also hit us up early and she left a message and she said that still here, Doc. We'll be back on the live soon. Thanks. She did it early this morning too. God bless you, Pamela White. And I hope your husband is doing fantastic. Good to see you. And thank you for still sharing in and supporting us. But listen to the rest of this interview with this heifer.
You asked me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
You see that? She don't want a follow-up question. What is her problem? The old bag said her arms weighs about 55 pounds. Oh, that's kind of mean, old bag. The old bag said her arms weigh 55 pounds each. Woo! That's funny. I want to rewind a little bit because she's really getting frustrated here. This heifer wants to be the governor.
You need them to win part that I don't understand. I'm happy to answer the question as you have it written, and I'll answer it.
And we've also asked the other candidates, do you think you need any of those 40% of California voters to win? And you're saying, no, you don't.
No, I'm saying I'm going to try to win every vote I can. And what I'm saying to you is that...
Well, to those voters, okay, so you...
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Okay. Thank you.
You're not going to do the interview with us?
Nope, not like this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every...
So if you ask me the questions I want you to ask me, then I'll do it. Brian Larson says his mother-in-law got 3 mail-in ballots. That's what I'm talking about, Brian. That's what I'm talking about right there. These liberals, the reason why don't Republicans let them do certain laws and get away with this kind of stuff? There should be no such, unless you're in the military overseas, nobody else should be able to do a mail-in ballot unless you are in the military overseas. And don't tell me anybody can get down. I see people on canes in grocery stores. Everybody can get down there and vote. Don't even give me that. They go every damn well else. Hell, they be down here playing bingo, in there buying lotto tickets and stuff. I'm talking about the elderly be doing that. So unless you're in the military, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The only reason you have mail-in ballots is because you want to cheat. I know that for a fact. You like cheating.
Every single question you ask.
Every other candidate has answered.
I don't care.
Sid said, put her back in the pasture. Steak says she's act like she's doing them a favor when she's the one needing the exposure. That's what I'm talking about. Look how arrogant she is. And this is before she get elected. Can you imagine after this woman is elected if she's acting like this before she's elected. Damn. I mean, at least pretend to be humble. She said, I'm not being humble with a damn thing. Not doing none of that. Guarantee you that. Conservatives said the candidates are too idiotic to be running anything. Lord help. Ronald said, my French fries are cold. I cannot breathe. My rib is back. Jeremy said he's using Mac OS Katina in case anybody's asking. Rachel Boone is out there, just checked in. Fallout Welder said, I go out and vote. I need the world interaction nostalgia. I agree. Also, our Miss Kimberly, who's watching with Randy, her daughter just hit us up and says, because you're worth it. Well, God bless you, Miss Kimberly. And your daughter, Randy. Yeah, this is SB says she's a demon. It's a demon. Look how nasty you are. You ain't even seen the worst part when I show you this next clip of her.
I don't care. I want to have a pleasant, positive conversation in which you ask me about every issue on this list. And if every question you're going to make up a follow-up question, then we're never going to get there.
Ms.
And
Porter,
we're just going to circle around.
I am an investigative
I have never had to do
reporter.
this before, ever.
She's never had to get asked tough questions before. Did you hear it? She just said that. She's never had to do this before. In other words, every time she runs down in California, it's smooth sailing. Everybody kisses her butt because they're probably scared of her. Because this is Annie from Misery, and she'll break your ankles.
You've never had to have a
end an
conversation
interview.
with
To end
a
an
reporter?
interview.
Okay, but every other candidate has done this.
What part of I'm me? I'm running for governor because I'm a leader. So
She's running for governor because she's a leader. Nobody else is a leader but her. Look like you may be the leader of the all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet.
I am going to make.
So you're not going to answer questions from reporters? Okay, why don't we go through? I will continue to ask follow-up.
This woman is being very professional. Very professional. She's not being disrespectful or combative or anything. She's asking basic questions that the people want to know. She says, it's none of your damn business what I'm going to do. Once you get me elected, you will see what I'm going to do. In other words, buy me and check me out later.
Questions because that's my job as a journalist, but I will go through and ask these, and if you don't want to answer, you don't want to answer. So nearly every legislative
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you.
She does not want to have an unhappy experience with a reporter. I've been saying this. Remember the video we showed you earlier today where the crazy liberal women was telling her was going to lecture you, and she said, especially you whites, she want to lecture y'all to invite all the illegals over. You can't make this stuff up. These people are crazy.
I don't want this all on camera.
I don't want to have an unhappy experience with you either. I would love to continue to ask these.
What are we talking about? Is this like elementary school or something? I want to have a coloring experience. Get your coloring books out. You're running to be the governor of a state. The state of California has the 5th largest economy in the whole freaking world. You get that? Most countries can't even compete with California. And you're telling me you want to be the governor of this state, but you can't even take basic questions. Nothing's combative about this woman. She's not being rude. She's not asking the questions rude. She's trying to be professional. I think she handled the interview quite well, better than I would have handled it. Because getting nasty, like I'm saying, hold on a minute, we don't have to get nasty about it. These are pertinent questions that your constituents, those who you say you want to represent, want to know about you. Don't they have a right? This is a job interview. We're interviewing you for you want a job as the governor of California, and you don't want to answer any tough questions. See, you know that fire that just started last year? Oh, they caught the guy too. He was an arsonist. All this time it was blaming it on climate change, but it was an arsonist who started the fire. He looked like he was Antifa or somebody. The left is really, really stupid.
questions so that we can show our viewers what every candidate feels about every one of these issues that they care about. And redistricting, it's a massive issue. We're going to do an entire story just on the responses to that question. And I've asked everybody the same follow-up questions.
She don't want to answer any questions. That's a problem. But you ain't even seen the bad interview. I want you to listen to this. Is a short clip of it. Now, this is going to get you upset. This is how sick she is. Watch this. I couldn't even believe this one here.
Of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity. So this is clearly prohibited under Twitter's content, yet you found hundreds of these posts on the platform.
Did you understand what she's saying? They're speaking about a pedophile now. She says this is their gender identity, a pedophile.
The allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity.
She's considering sexual identity with some kind of sick pedo who wants to be in a relationship with a damn child. That's who she is. This freaking Brahma bull is saying that we shouldn't judge somebody who's attracted to minors because that's their sexual identity. You can't make this stuff up right here. I want you to listen to that real good because this is the question. Let me rewind it just in case you didn't get it. She wants to be the governor of California. She may be worse than Gavin Newsom. I mean, because I think this is really, really sick. Because somebody will actually get on here and act like, she said, calling them groomers or something because their sexual identity. You do understand that they want to be intimate with a child, right, Heifer? Can't make this up, man.
The allegation of groomer and pedophile, it is alleging that a person is criminal somehow and engaged in criminal acts merely because of their identity, their sexual orientation, their gender identity. So this is clearly prohibited under Twitter's content, yet you found hundreds of these posts on the platform.
Can you believe this? She's actually justifying pedos now. So she cusses out her staff. She dumps hot mashed potatoes on her husband's head. She abuses him, hits him with toys and everything else, cusses him out regularly. She's also can't give an interview. She disrespect anybody who's interviewing her because they want to ask friendly questions. And now she's justifying being a pedo. She's a sick puppy. Yeah, she's sick. This is a sick woman. She got some issues because I don't know how in the hell that anybody in California could possibly want this heifer to be the governor. She worse than Gavin Newsom. Damn. Even he ain't saying, even though he probably would because he's sick too, but even he has not even went this far. This is her sentiment. This heifer is crazy, looking like a Brahma bull or something. Yeah, she don't like to get asked any tough questions. She'll get aggravated with you. She'll start being belligerent. She seems like a pleasure to be around, doesn't she? Oh, I bet she is a pleasure to be around. And then I want you guys to look at this one right here because it's something wrong with our society. I don't know if it's like, I think it's a combination of things. There's too many people that's on some type of drugs. The other thing, it may be putting something in your food or some messing with your chemical, or you're unbalanced some kind of way. Social media are making people want to do stupid things so they can become, I guess, famous. But it's a combination of things. Like, I think we need to bring back shame. Do you remember when people would be embarrassed to do certain things? Like your parents would say things like, don't do anything to embarrass us. Well, we need to bring back shame because I think you should be embarrassed to act certain ways in public. I think there should be some type of embarrassment that you won't go in a public place and just make a damn fool of yourself over nothing. And here's a case in point. This woman right here, they say she was, you know how you get off the airplane, and who's ever up front, they let everybody get released by rows. Who's ever at the front of the plane gets off first. This woman looks like she's about in the middle of the plane. I guess her and her daughter wasn't sitting by each other. Her daughter was at the back of the plane. She's trying to stop everybody from going by because her daughter is stuck back in the back some kind of way. She wants everybody to move out the way, let her daughter come through so she can get off the plane. So she's holding up the plane. Well, this is a good way to get yourself hurt right here. I want you to look at this right here. This woman, I don't know, as a society, I don't know how we got here.
Y'all living. She won't let us get by, man.
What is wrong with you? I would hate to be your daughter and have to go home with you. No wonder she's back. Grab our suitcase, please.
You know what? You want to you need to be real careful because I haven't said anything to you.
Why don't you just get your ass out the way?
I haven't said anything to you all. Don't say shit to me. They won't let my daughter pass, and I'm not getting off without.
Somebody won't let her daughter pass. Get off the plane. You can meet your daughter when you get off the plane. You crazy half of you?
No, why they can't let her come past?
They're trying to come from the back of the plane and get off first.
Why did you come from the back of the plane?
Ask what row she was in. It's not get one way. It's going to be hard for everyone to
But
move
why
their
they
bags
can't let her pass?
You haven't been on this plane long enough, lady?
Mind your motherfucking business, bitch.
Can you see how she talking? I mean, these people, because they don't want you holding them up. Next time, purchase your daughter's seat and let her sit by you. How about do that right there? You holding up the whole plane. Somebody just knock out the way.
Mind your motherfucking business. Mind your motherfucking business.
She seems like a pleasure to go home to too, doesn't she? Such a lady. It's like they don't have any embarrassment anymore. So you want us to wait and let your daughter squeeze through. You didn't purchase the ticket that your daughter can sit next to you. Are you out your freaking mind? I said we need to bring back embarrassing.
Nobody said nothing to you, and you got the problem solver.
This is my business.
You are not the problem solver.
I'll just go ahead and bomb Russia and get by. You're not gonna hold me up.
You are not the problem.
Somebody may have a connecting flight or anything.
But you are the problem. You're the problem.
No, you are the problem.
Oh, I'm the problem.
No, she
Get out of the way.
That's why security will come back. Ask her a question.
But we're all trying to get out. We said, excuse me. And then she can come up. You can wait.
Thanks.
Fuck
Let's
y'all.
go. Get the hell out.
Thank you.
That's the best solution. Go ahead, man.
Baltimore, baby.
Can you believe that? I'm gonna hold up the whole damn plane until y'all let my daughter come through, because I'm special. Your time is not important. What I'm doing is really important. See, our society has become crazy. Criminals are being let out of jail so they can prey on you. Illegals, they're attacking the ICE agents because the ICE agents are kicking out the people who broke the law. You can't make this up. You should have a right to steal out of stores because your mammy and your daddy was trash. We are the Democrat, what's his name from Virginia? Was it Virginia or West Virginia? Fellow who was talking about dreaming about assassinating one of the Republicans. This is what we're dealing with in this country. They're trying to give surgery to little kids and telling you that you don't really have a right to tell us what to do with your damn kids. That's where we at now. Now here's this video here. Let's see if I got it here. What did I do with it? Oh, I'll play that one later. I didn't play this one yesterday. This was Kamala Harris. I got two quick ones on Kamala Harris before we finish. I have forgot all about these two from yesterday. I just was looking at my notes there. This is the first one with Kamala Harris. I think she calls Donald Trump a mother effer.
About this moment that is trying to make people feel like they. Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
And they started clapping. You see that? You hear what she said? Now, if somebody else would have said, they would say, oh my God, that's so unclassy.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their mind. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
You see that? This is a woman who's, now here's her, I think she's at a Howard here, and she seems like she's drunk.
So proud of all of you. You know how privileged I feel to have been educated at Howard University. There is so much about everything I have achieved, and I've been the first to do many things because of being here when I was your age, knowing that everything that I'm being told and can feel tells us we can be and do anything, that we expect you to be leaders locally, statewide, nationally, and internationally. And especially at this period in time, I want that you all know our country and our world needs you all. We need you. So you be strong, you feed these big brains of yours, you make friends who are going to...
She is so uninspiring. Like if I was inspired and I was fired up to do something, once I hear her, I'm gonna get uninspired. I'm just serious. I mean, she just cannot inspire any damn one.
Be, by the way, friends of yours for life, and enjoy this, and know how special you are and how much we need you. That's what I want for you. That's what I need from you. All right? Yeah!
You know, it's kind of sad when the more I think about it, the pathetic leaders that they push out in front. Well, she's not really in charge. Somebody was telling her what to say and what to do and all this right here, and she still doesn't allow the job. There's no way to make Kamala Harris seem smart. No way. It's beyond any help. You can't help somebody who's this damn stupid. But they'll tell you that she almost won, even though she lost all the swing states. In her mind, she almost won. She's on a book tour. I swear, man. Well, she must be real good with them knee pads, because I can't see how in the hell that everybody was pushing her, Willie Brown and all of them. I don't get it. Really don't get it. Well, this is what Kristi Noem was saying, because she was, I think it was Jesse Waters. She was on there. And then I got this little Bayesian girl, look like she's like a 12-year-old Eminem, but she thinks she's a boy. She wants to be a male, but she's a female. She's trying to act tough, like she weighs about 110 pounds, soaking wet with some steel-toe boots on. But before I do that one, here's Kristi Noem talking about the violence.
You should see the conversations outside. They're threatening their lives. They're saying Molotovs melt ice. They're talking about using weapons of destruction against our officers.
Isn't it against the law to threaten an officer? If you're saying they're hearing this, why haven't they been arrested then? See, I'm not understanding, because if I'm in charge of the DHS, or if I'm the president, I'm not going to allow my men and women to be attacked. All hell's going to break loose. I don't care what no judge says. I don't care if I got to send the whole National Guard down there. You're not going to attack my men and women.
And then these politicians stand up and say, well, we just need to talk some more. Listen, this mayor is going to wait until somebody gets violently hurt or killed. He's going to have blood on his hands because he sat around.
He doesn't care because it's not his blood. He doesn't care if it's blood. Every day people are being killed in Chicago. Him and Pritzker don't care.
Around and thought too long because he's too scared of the political ramifications of making a big decision to keep his city safe. That's my concern, is that you've got so many people here in Portland playing politics. They don't realize they're up against professional terrorists, Antifa-affiliated individuals.
They know. The police are helping Antifa. They know. What are you talking
Individuals
about?
are outside this building right now shouting death to my law enforcement officers while the mayor drives home and probably has a fancy dinner tonight and goes to sleep in his cushy bed. It's just not acceptable, and I'm so glad that isn't going to continue to happen in President Trump's America. No, you.
But when y'all gonna do something about it? Y'all gonna just keep doing interviews? See, they need to stop doing interviews. Y'all need to be out there doing something. All these damn interviews pissing me off. State said let the coroner pick up a few and watch them dispense fast. Exactly. Exactly. That's all it takes. Find the one who think they're the baddest and make sure you send them down to the morgue, and we'll cut a whole bunch of this out. All you gotta do is find the ones who think they're the baddest. Make sure you knock out their teeth first. Because I've known this for a while, that if you can find the so-called leader who's the baddest, knock their front teeth out or something like that, the rest of them are going to run off then. Whoever that leader is, the toughest one, or the 3 or 4 making the most noise, make sure you put some hurt on them real bad. I guarantee they'll stop. If you've ever, I don't like the new Jack Reacher now, but the books based on that Jack Reacher, that's one of his theories. He said, if you're about to have a fight with 2 or 3 of them, make sure you hit the one who's talking the loudest, the one who's supposed to be the leader, is the toughest. You take that one out first. The other one start thinking about it then. But see, as long as he's there, he's like the hype man, got him all wired up or something. If you knock his front teeth out, I guarantee you get a little humble pie in it. But here is a, what did I do with the other one? Oh, I wanted to show you this little Eminem wannabe. She's trying to act tough. I think it's just really funny. She's mad about somebody's sign.
Fascist.
Look at, she thinks she's tough. You're still not a dude. Look at the hair. You like a miniature version of Eminem. Brad said, how you gonna find someone bad in the Antifa, doc? That's a good question, Brad. That may be hard to do right there. They only tough when they run their little posse of shooting somebody in the back. But look at this little dude here. She wants to be a dude, and she's mad because somebody got a sign. This is America. You freaking 4'8" little Eminem wannabe.
I don't give a fuck who you are. The fact that you feel this way makes you completely immoral, intolerant of any.
You're immoral because you think men are men and women are women. I say, if you don't get your little runny ass out my face with that, you better go over there and play somewhere, girl. You better go put on some fingernail polish or something. Try to act like you a girl before I forget you ain't a girl.
Anybody. I don't care if you have a.
Yeah, right, Brad. This is the tough one for Antifa right here. Look at the little Eminem wannabe. Steak said biceps like a broom. Sunny Delight said a boner killer.
Fucking master's degree. I don't care if you feel like you're tall and proud. Go fuck yourselves. This is
she seems pleasant. All his glory said, get the ringleader is what my mama told me. Mama used to say, take your time, young man. Stacy Michaels in the house said, Brad of the North. Augustina DeBella said, talk about being intolerant. Look at this little Eminem wannabe. See, that's how I make a mess. I said, you little miniature, mean little Eminem, if you don't get out of my face.
absolutely fucking disgusting. I can't believe you. And you can take your fucking Blue Lives Matter flag with you.
Oh, you're scaring me because you got tattoos. I'm scared, dude.
You're welcome.
Is that her girlfriend over here? Stand on and say, you told him, Becky. You're a badass, Becky. Dang, you're going viral. You're such a badass, Becky. I like the way you operate. Let's go do a little bump and grind now, a little carpet munching.
Thanks. Nobody else, the fucking flags out front, nobody cares? Yeah. Everybody look away when it fucking matters, right?
She's really tough.
Everybody look the fuck away.
Come on, Becky. Becky, you're causing a scene. Just ignore it. They have a constitutional right, Becky.
Wave your flags all over Northampton, right? Yeah.
Thomas said they're all tough until they get punched in the face. Yes, they are.
Bye-bye. Fucking human all over your chest. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Keep fucking telling yourself. Nobody, right? Fucking nobody, right? Nobody has a fucking problem with this.
Look at see how upset she is over a sign. These people are not saying. I asked her, what kind of medicine are you on, Becky?
I'm the only fucking one.
Stacy Michael said, Russ escapee. Yeah, I think you then somebody need to lock this girl back up in Russ somewhere. She done escaped.
You believe it?
Don't worry, you'll be all over the internet.
I thought that was so damn funny. She was antagonizing. She upset, boy. She's that upset over somebody's damn sign. A sign can get me that upset. I'm just sorry it couldn't. She's so upset about a sign. You need to get over yourself, Becky, badass. Weighing about 110 pounds, soaking wet with some steel-toe boots on. You're too light in the britches to be acting like you that badass over nothing. Just let it go. Walk away. Walk away. Oh, Becky badass. See, you run up in the right one's face, you won't be doing it again. I guarantee you. Everybody's a badass until they get checked. Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. I want to show you this one here. Now, I didn't finish seeing this one because I started looking at it, but I didn't get a chance to finish looking at it. I want you to tell me what you think. This woman gets into it with the police officers. They say she have a shootout. I'm not for sure. There's a traffic stop. I think her boyfriend's, the car has ticket in her boyfriend's name, if I'm not mistaken. I think I did get that part, but I didn't watch all of it. When she gets out, it don't look like she'll have a shootout with the cops.
Just bring your bag out here. Ma'am, stop going through it. You can step right back here.
What's this?
What did you take out of it?
Nothing. I was
Okay. All right, listen.
She's acting very suspicious, like she got something to hide. He asked her a question. Whenever you ask somebody questions and they do this, they're hiding something. What did you take out of your bag? She says, nothing. I'm gonna just drown. See how nervous she got? The police pick up on this. If you start acting this nervous because he asked you what you took out the bag, it's obvious you got something to hide.
Just come back here. I think we're getting off on the wrong foot, okay?
Because I'm really confused on why I'm getting stopped.
She's confused on why she's getting stopped.
Several warrants.
Okay, that has nothing to do with me.
You're driving a car that has warrants on it. Of course they're gonna stop.
I don't know who's in the car.
Nobody's in our car.
Well, now I know that. However, now I'm going to address the other problems.
Okay, so you want my bag and all my belongings.
So just step right back here.
Can I use the restroom?
And
now all of a sudden there's a traffic stop. She wants to use the restroom. Just imagine that. As soon as the cops pull you over for a traffic stop, you say, "Can I use the restroom?" Oh, I'm sorry. I think you're being detained right now, and we need to get through some follow-up questions that I need to ask you. You want to take a restroom? Was you finna go use the restroom before I stop you?
you know this is being audio and video recorded,
That's
just to let you know.
Okay.
23. If you did have one more, that would be good.
10-4, dispatch any unit near Ewing Drive and for church, Ewing Drive and for church.
Can we step back here?
21 to 23, do you need me code 3?
Negative, just code 2. So it's just in here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, was there...
Well, I'm about 5 minutes from you.
Is this?
Yes. It's probably another bad week. Off of Trinity Line.
Why she need her mama to come over a regular traffic stop? Because just because your boyfriend has a warrant, they're not gonna do anything to you unless you're doing something too. So why is she saying, "Mama, I need you to come"?
Right there where Seco is, the Dollar General.
23 to
I
25.
just got pulled over because my name is on the car. And he wanted to know if he was in the code, he's not in the code. But I do got weed.
Hey, are you available?
See, whenever you see a traffic stop like this, if you pay attention to a person's body language, if you pay attention to how they're reacting, you can almost tell when they got something to hide.
I'm right here in the Dollar General.
It can be in a couple minutes.
By the, what is this?
Pickle. Brick Church
Brick Church.
and Ewing.
Brick Church.
13, can I have you starting route? You're about 4 minutes away. Disregard, actually, disregard on that.
Yeah, I'm not done with that though. Where's your lighter at?
In the car.
13, it says you're about 7 minutes away.
I'll get it for you in a second, okay?
So you drive Brick
right there
Church
in your
and the Dollar General. Can I have you start from the 23?
You scaring me.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on. Here, do me a favor, turn.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in handcuffs. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No, don't put me
You're about to get tased. Get down! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
Why did she start running like that? She's acting very suspicious.
I didn't do nothing.
Step out.
She's reaching for a gun, I believe.
Ma'am!
Uh-uh.
Put the gun down!
She got a gun. This heifer done picked up a damn gun.
Put the gun down!
Oh my God. Did she get him too?
23 shots fired! Shots fired!
She shot him.
10-4, 13, keep at that code 3.
She's cranking up the car.
23, I'm hit.
She actually shot the cop. Can you believe that? See, he let her get to that car too much. I mean, I don't know what the hell. Can you believe this? You didn't think it was, I didn't think it was gonna go there. But allegedly her boyfriend has warrants, and then he stopped her, and evidently she got some because she took off trying to run to, handcuff me, and she was trying to get that gun out. She got that gun and shot him too. Now you're gonna get attempted capital murder on you.
Step out. Ma'am! Put the gun down! Put the gun down!
He's a big old fella too, boy.
23 shots fired! Shots fired!
10-4, 13, keep at that code 3.
I'd have bust the cap in her again.
I'm hit.
He's not even trying to stop. He needs to go get in shape too. I mean, neither one of them are in shape. My God. He looked like he been at the donut place too a little bit too damn long. Clever, you said she died? That was weird. I don't know if Clever said she died. Let me see some. Let me go see if I can get a follow-up on this. Hold on a minute. Clever says she died. Oh, let me see something here. Hold on 1 second. Let me go. I'm gonna go to the YouTube. Hold on a minute. Let's see if I can do a follow-up. I guess did he get her? Let me see if I can read the follow-up. Training Judge Baker, the post was patrolling the area Brick Church Pike. I hope it was essentially combined officer. Shot Baker. He returned for once burglary shot in the settlement. Wait a minute. Before fleeing, she drove for about a block before running off the road at the intersection. A gunshot wound to her. Oh, she did die. Friday morning hospital. So he's still alive, but she died. Both, I mean, he's a big old fella too. Both of them are very, very large. Yeah, she ended up dying. This is an older clip, but I had never saw it before. He may need to do some push away from that table too, because I don't know how he let that girl get away from him. She faster than him. He got to be really, really slow if he let her outrun him. my God, how the hell did she outrun him? She can't outrun me. I'm sorry. I mean, how you let that girl outrun you? You ought to be ashamed of yourself letting her outrun you. Oh my God, man. That was wow. He's a big old fella too, man. He let her, I'm gonna rewind that a little bit because I want right here. She started lighting a cigarette. She was acting nervous right here.
Disregard, actually, disregard on that.
Yeah, I'm not done with that though. Where's your lighter at?
In the car.
13, it says you're about 7 minutes away.
I'll get it for you in a second, okay?
To Ewing Drive
Oh,
Brick
right there
Church
in your
and the Dollar General. Can I have you start from 23?
You scaring me.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on. Here, do me a favor, turn around.
No, hold
Turn
on.
around.
Don't put me in handcuffs. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ma'am.
No, don't put me in.
See, this is where you messed up at. First of all, he had the purse at first. How you let her get the purse back? You didn't see the gun in the purse? Look, she on the phone with a cigarette, and he let this big old girl outrun him. I'd have tripped her. She wouldn't have outran me. I'm sorry, she couldn't have.
I get paid.
Look at her. She came out of the shoes. She faster than he is. You know he gotta be slow.
Get down! Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
Look how she's saying no. This is crazy. I mean, what did you do could be worse than you trying to shoot the cops? My God. Even if you got drugs or pistols, they're gonna let you out of jail anyway. They don't keep criminals in jail. Hell, man. He tried to put that taser on her, but them big old hams right there, that taser didn't work. Look, he let her go get that pistol.
I didn't do nothing.
I don't know. This is a weird video. Brad Armstrong said she was a track star in high school. That was a long time ago, Brad.
Step out. Ma'am, put the gun down! Put the gun down!
I didn't even see her shoot.
23 shots fired! Shots fired!
The old bag said how many children she leave behind. Now, it's not children, Obed, it's children. How many children she leave behind?
Can you back that code 3?
Yeah. Lisa said she had her share of donuts too. That's for sure. Both of them, they better go to the donut shop together. Yeah, he shot her. He got her a couple times. She died. They said she ran off the road. They took her to the hospital, but she died. He went to the hospital in stable condition. That's crazy.
23, I'm hit.
The bullets ain't really hurting him. It's that he's just tired from running. Oh my Lord. This is a wild story. I didn't see that coming. I really didn't see it coming.
Step out. Ma'am, put the gun down. Put the gun down.
See, that falling is what made him get out of breath right there. She must hit some crack or some speed or something, because she wasn't even breathing hard after running, and she's smoking cigarettes. It don't look like she's the picture of health herself.
23 shots fired. Shots fired.
He lucky she didn't run over it.
10-4, 13, keep back that code 3.
I'm hit.
He can't get up. I'm falling and I can't get up. That's crazy. I mean, I didn't see that coming. That was an older video too, but I had never seen that before. Because usually I keep up with those videos like that. I wanted to let you see something, and this has nothing to do with politics, but it has something to do with Islam. And we're not gonna watch all of it, but I do want you to watch something because I thought it was interesting about the whole with Islam. They're not gonna like this. People who are Muslim not gonna like this one too much. But I want you to check this out, what this fella has to say about Islam.
Today, he started saying, do you know, we can't find any reference to this man named Muhammad in the 7th century? I said, what? Not one word about this man named Muhammad in the 7th century. There was no reference to this man named Muhammad. We can't find any reference to the city called Mecca. We can't find any manuscript for any book called the Quran. None of this we can find in the 7th century.
In other words, the archaeological digs and everything else don't match up with what they've been saying. This is why I try to tell people the difference between Christianity and other religions. Every time they do an archaeological dig, it proves what the Bible says. You start digging around these other ones. I think it was 600 or 700 years after Muhammad died that anybody wrote anything, and it was passed down. I think it was one of his wives, maybe the 9-year-old, who told him he was a prophet, and God had been speaking to him. He didn't know it. Now, they're hostile towards women, but I thought it was a woman who told him he was a prophet, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm mistaken.
But how do you prove evidence for something that never existed? Do you see the problem, folks? That was 1995. This is 2025, 30 years later. And everything I'm going to introduce tonight is based on evidence. We finally have the evidence. But here's what's fascinating. Everything's turned on its head. Because if we have the evidence, then what do they have? Absolutely.
For decades, the central figures and texts of Islam have stood largely.
I want you to pay attention to this right here, because this is very interesting. I can't remember his name, but he's been studying Islam for like 40-some years.
In absence of 7th century references to Muhammad, Mecca, and even the Quran itself. Imagine trying to prove something existed when history offered no direct trace. But after 30 years of relentless research and groundbreaking discoveries, the game has fundamentally changed. Dr. Smith is ready to reveal not
That's his name, Dr. Smith.
just silence, but concrete evidence. This journey begins tonight, challenging everything you thought you knew.
And ever since, that's the last 44 years now, I have been working in Islam. 44 years of engaging with Muslims, the most beautiful people on earth, my favorite people, because they absolutely believe in everything that they say, unlike so many Christians. And they're
That's true. They be believing they stuff with no facts. We got the facts and we want to doubt that.
willing to die for what they believe. Unfortunately, they're willing to take you with them. Nonetheless, it's not that they're doing it because they love it, it's because of that book, the Quran. This book right here, this is the one that does all the damage. But tonight, I'm not going to talk about this book. I did that a year and a half ago. We're not going to talk so much about this book. I'm going to talk about the man behind this book, the man that received this book, the man that supposedly from 610 to 632, that 22-year period, that he received these two halves. If you just take the Quran in half, look, this is really damaged. Can you tell the Muslims have stolen from me 5 times and the police have always gotten it back, and it is about ready to fall to pieces. But this is the book I've been using for year upon year. There on the ladder at Speaker's Corner every Sunday for 25 years, I use this book. And when you look at this book, you can't even tell the printing on the outside, but it goes this direction. So it goes Arabic, so it goes from the right to left. So that would be Medinan, this would be Mecca. Medinan means that's the part when Muhammad was living in Medina afterwards, and this is...
Well, I can tell you, Jay, why you studied for 30 years is because just like there's apologists, like Paul was an apologist, you studied so you can dispel some of the lies. I guess it's his mission. Everybody has a different calling. There's different people who have different calling. And I think he's done some fantastic work by exposing some of it.
When he lived in Mecca from 610 to 622. This is what he received first. So this is the first part of the Quran, though it's the second half that's written. Isn't that odd? Turn upside down, you get the right sequence. Nonetheless, let's go back to that sequence. And this is the part that really there's not too much in this part that we would have problems with. Oh, there's lots of stories here that make no sense. But it's this half that has caused all the problems. This is where the violence is. This is where the...
Don't worry, cricket kids, because they're not going to heaven. When they get to heaven, not only is it not going to be 77 virgins, because they're not going.
Misogyny is against women. Chapter 4. Chapter 2. This is the problem that we're all confronting. And I did that for 30, 40 years. I confronted this part. And I found out that the best place to do that was a place called Speaker's Corner. So I used to go down to Speaker's Corner. If you ever go to London...
Get to the point.
The prisoners were executed. They were given their last defense. And they would get up on these little... the audience so that you can be heard. That's why I feel very comfortable right now, because I'm above you looking down on you. About the historical anachronisms of our Bible, the internal contradictions. Did you know that we have all kinds of scientific errors in the Bible? Have you heard about this? I hadn't heard about this. I had 2 master's degrees, one in divinity and the other one in Islamics here at Fuller Seminary, and no one had taught me this. I hope Jack's teaching you all this. No, he's teaching you how to answer those kind of attacks. See, they were confronting my Bible, all these confrontations. And I remember the first Sunday I was down there, I was overwhelmed. I had no idea that I was going to get this kind of confrontation. And I wanted to get out of there. And I went home and I was bruised and battered. Not physically, my ego was bruised. Everything, because I thought I knew everything.
That's why Paul says, study to show yourself approved.
And these guys ran circles around me. My wife saw how disgruntled I was, and so she kicked me out the door the next Sunday and made me go back down again. What a wife. If you met her, you'd see why. And these were the Muslims that were asking me, see if you see an atheist or a humanist or anybody else want to talk to you about those 2 subjects. Only Muslims want to talk about those 2 subjects. And they should be our favorite subjects. Now, to defend against that, that's called apologetics. Apologetics. That's defense. And I had to learn my apologetics by the seat of my pants. It was difficult. I was hard. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. And then I went to and I did a course at the University of London by this man here, Dr. Gerald Hawting. He had a course there at School of Oriental and African Studies on the origins of Islam. Well, I said, well, I thought I knew everything. This would be a fun course to do. Let's see what he's talking about. And there was about 50 students in the class. And the very first day, he started saying, do you know, we can't find any reference to this man named Muhammad in the 7th century. I said, what? Not one word about this man named Muhammad in the 7th century. He said the earliest we can find about his biography is not till a man named Ibn Hisham. There it is, right there, Ibn Hisham. I just showed it to you, Ibn Hisham, right there. This is the first guy that ever wrote down his biography, and he died in 833. 833, Muhammad died in 632. Do you see a problem, folks? There it is right there. 833, when this guy finally writes it down. That's a 200-year gap. What happened? What happened in the intervening 200 years? He says, you know, we can't find any mosque facing Mecca at all in the 7th century.
It was made up.
I said, I've never been told this. Why hasn't I learned that in seminary? Why didn't I learn that at Fuller? Why didn't I learn that from the Muslims who I was engaging with all these years? And he said, take a look at the Dome of the Rock. Probably the most famous building that's been built by a Muslim in the last 1,400 years. The most beautiful building is right there in Jerusalem. Notice it has no Qibla, direction of prayer. That's true, it has no Qibla. It should be facing Mecca, right? Every mosque or every religious building should be facing Mecca. This has no Qibla. I said, well, how come I've not heard this? And as he was putting out these curious little tidbits, half the class were made up of Muslim students. And they started getting up, going to the door, slamming the door, turning towards Dr. Hotting and saying not very pleasant things to him, and they never came back. Within 2 weeks, we lost all of our Muslims. 2 weeks. 25 Muslims had left. Now, if you're a professor on a university and you lose half your class, what are you going to do for your career? You cannot lose your students. And so he started toning down, and stopped coming to conclusion and stopped asking these questions. Well, I love these questions, and I saw the reaction of the students. And I said, wait a minute. If the Dome of the Rock has no Qibla, then what does that mean, Dr. Hotting? And he wouldn't answer. He didn't want to answer because he didn't want to lose any more students. So I started taking this down to Speaker's Corner. And I started putting it up there. And I got beat up. I mean, physically beat up. They knocked me out. One time there were 60 Muslims around me, kicking me. I went unconscious. I had no idea what happened. When the police finally pulled me out, they said a black man came and laid on top of me and took the blows for me. I said, where is he? He had disappeared. I call him Barry, my black angel. I have a black angel, Barry. He saved my life twice now at Speaker's Corner in the 25 years I've been there. But I suddenly realized this material is potent. This is heavy material. If this is the only reactions Muslims have, is to beat you up or to walk out the door and slam the door and yell at you as you're walking out.
Most people, when they can't defend their point, they become violent because they know there's no way to defend their point.
That is the only reaction they have. We got to learn this material. We got to know this material. And that was then in 1995. Some of these students came to me and they said, we can't answer this, but there's a man who can. His name is Dr. Jamal Badawi. And they said, we want you to debate him. There it is, Dr. Jamal Badawi and myself. He is the world's leading authority on the Quran. He had done 300 videotapes. You know, these old boxes, these old VHSs. For those who had gray hair, remember the VHS boxes that we had to use? And he had done 300 of these videos just on the Quran. And they said, he's coming back from Malaysia. He's going to stop in London on his way back to Halifax in Canada. Would you be willing to debate him? Well, I hadn't done a debate before. We don't get trained up on how to do debates in seminary, not in homiletics class. We're trained just to say, make sure that you take a subject, only keep it to 20 minutes, say 3 things about that subject, make sure you support it in Scripture, and then always have a good conclusion at the end. And then as you walk out the...
No, it was longer than that, Cricket Kiss. The first time they wrote anything down was turning 50 years. It was another 100 years so passed before they wrote something else down about it.
Or people shake your hand and say, what a great sermon you've done. Nothing about debating, nothing about confronting, or people supporting and people yelling at you and calling you all kinds of names, giving you death threats. That we weren't taught in homiletics. So I said, okay, let me try it out. And so I went up to see a woman her name was Dr. Patricia Krone. Dr. Patricia Krone is the leading authority on Mecca. She is from Denmark. She reads and writes 15 archaic languages. How many of you can read and write 15 archaic languages? Show of hands. None. She's unique in the world. And these are languages that no one uses anymore. Nabatean Aramaic, Syro-Aramaic, Akkadian. Amazing woman. She's a linguist. She studied there at the same school, School of Oriental and African Studies, got her doctorate there, and became head of department at Oxford University when I got to know her. And when I started my doctoral thesis, she was my supervisor, and she was the one that actually wrote 2 books, one called Hagarism and the other called Meccan Trade and the Rise of Islam. She shut down Mecca. And all she did was look for source material from the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, up until the 7th and 8th century, only using evidence from those centuries, trying to find this city called Mecca.
See, only reason I'm playing this much of it because I want you to understand something. Most people cannot defend what they actually believe in. If you learn how to attack from the point stuff you know they can't defend, they become angry. Whether it be a Muslim, Jehovah's Witness, Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, Catholic, whoever. I learned this a long time ago. When people cannot defend, you find something you know for a fact they can't defend. And then you make them answer that question. You don't let them go to another subject. You can make them answer that questions. They can't defend what they wrote. Muhammad didn't write down anything because Muhammad was illiterate. That's a fact. He couldn't have wrote down anything. They say an angel gave it to him. So then why didn't he write something before the end? You mean this woman, his wife, told him that he was a prophet, he got an answer from God? When he couldn't convert anybody, he became violent and started killing people.
Could not find any reference to the city called Mecca at all. So I said, well, I'm going to use her. I went up to her, and of course, she knew me, and we went into, by this time, she had a death threat from Oxford University for writing Meccan Trade in 1997, and so she transferred up to Cambridge University, was head of department at that time, and I sat in her office.
See, if you look at the left in America, see why he said he was attacked, Apostle Paul was attacked, Jesus was attacked. Whenever they cannot defend their point, they become violent. That's why the left gets violent, that's why Antifa gets violent. That's why Black Lives Matter gets violent. That's why they start shooting and trying to assassinate people, because they can't defend their damn point. They're not capable of defending their point. Why you got to become violent if you really think you're right about something?
For one afternoon, for about 3 hours, as we put together this debate. She said, do this, here's a better way to say it, here, why don't you use it? I finally turned to her and I said, Dr. Kroner, why aren't you doing this debate? This is your material. You have the languages. You're the one that's done the research. Me, what do I know? I'm just going to mimic you and copy you. And she turned to me and she started laughing. She said, Jay, let me tell you something. I have a chair to protect. I have an institution to represent. I could never do this debate. I don't have the freedom to do this debate as an academic. But you have no chair to protect.
You see, she's in academics, but at the university, quote, academics, you can't speak the truth. The only reason they shadow ban you, the only reason they try to shut you up, the only reason they try to intimidate you is because they can't handle the freaking truth. This is what's wrong. This is what in society, this is the problem in society. We have a truth problem in society. When the devil is not concerned about you, he don't mind you talking. He don't mind you being famous. He don't even mind you being rich, because that doesn't intimidate him. What intimidates the devil, what intimidates those who work for the devil is truth. Know the truth and it'll set you free. Most people don't know the truth. That's why anybody who tells me all religion is the same, they don't know what they're talking about. It's not even close. You don't know what you're talking about. All religions are not the same, period. There ain't no other one who's claiming to have this kind of accuracy when it comes to prophecies. Jesus' resurrection from the dead, it can't be refuted. I hear all of you, every time a real scholar has a debate with an atheist or has a debate with a Muslim, whatever, it becomes embarrassing. Because they got to rely on made up and lies. You don't have to get yourself worked up when you know the truth. You can let people get themselves worked. Go ahead, go ahead and talk. Because I already know you don't know what you're talking about. People become defensive because they can't defend their point. That's why you see the left get upset. That's why they don't want you on their platforms. This is why they will hate you if you speak the facts. They will try to kill you. Because you don't have to, the truth doesn't need a defense mechanism. It's like the king of the jungle. It don't need a bodyguard. The lion don't need a bodyguard. Truth doesn't need a bodyguard. Lies need a bodyguard. Matter of fact, a lie needs many bodyguards. When COVID was happening, you think that they were going to let you speak against COVID? The pharmaceutical companies are completely corrupt. Your freaking government is freaking corrupt. This is why when you start lying to me like Kash Patel has been doing, nobody's going to tell me Kash Patel has been honest about the Charlie Kirk assassination or the Epstein files. No one's going to tell me that. I don't care how much you try to shame me with that. It's not going to happen. Just like you're not going to be able to bully me around and say, I got to follow everything Israel say. I don't have to follow everything the Palestinians say. How about let's just look at the facts? See, you become defensive when you're not looking for the fact. You got to try to defend somebody who is not defensible. Muslims don't want you talking about this. People who work at the university, this lady, he just talking about this lady. She can't speak of her mind because the university would fire her for speaking the truth. That's the sad part.
Protect. And the only person you represent, his name is Jesus Christ. What an answer. Here's an atheist telling me that we're the only ones that can do this debate. We have a freedom they don't have. As Christians, we have a freedom because of Jesus Christ.
You got that right, brother. See, I don't have to worry about who else is going to get offended about something. If you really believe Jesus is who he say he is, if you really believe that Jehovah is who he say he is, you got to get, because if it's your time to leave the earth, you leaving anyway. No, can't nobody defend. But if it ain't time for you to leave, if Jehovah don't want you leaving, you're not leaving this earth until he says you leave it.
That they do not have. So I said, okay, let's go. I did this debate. It took us 2 hours. At the end of the debate, I gave 10 historical challenges, all of them her challenges. He did not have an answer for any of them. And he turns to me at the end and he says, Mr. Smith, all you've done is shown us everything you brought is based on silence. There's just nothing there. Granted, there's nothing there. Everything you've done is based on silence. And the absence of evidence does not prove the evidence of absence. And he hung me. The absence of evidence does not prove the evidence of absence. I had nowhere to go. He was right. I didn't have any evidence. He didn't have any evidence, so it's just silence. There was no reference to this man, Muhammad. We can't find any reference to the city called Mecca. We can't find any manuscript for any book called the Quran. None of this we can find in the 7th century. But that's just silence. Where's the...
Now, I disagree with him right here. Because if there really is evidence, eventually you should be able to find some evidence. Like if they didn't think a city existed, when they done enough digs, they found out that the Bible was right about something. You should be able to find some evidence by now.
Evidence. How do you prove evidence for something that never existed? Do you see the problem, folks? That was 1995. This is 2025, 30 years later. And everything I'm going to introduce tonight is based on evidence. We finally have the evidence. But here's what's fascinating. Everything's turned on its head. Because if we have the evidence, then what do they have? Absolutely nothing. Now suddenly, everything the Muslims are going to present is based on silence. They have no evidence for their man, Muhammad. Okay?
Tonight, you've heard the journey, a decades-long struggle with...
We didn't get a chance. I know, that's enough. I just wanted to let you... See, you got to look at the... if you actually ever do a research about it, they'll become really, really hostile. It's kind of almost like when I used to talk to the Nation of Islam folks sometimes, they will become hostile when I tell them about their founder or their belief system about a certain thing, and they will become hostile because I'll say that you guys are always screaming about black this, black that, black this, black that. This is the Nation of Islam Muslim, not the other Muslim. And I say, but according to your book, what you believe in or your teaching of Elijah Muhammad, you believe that something was created out of nothing. What makes you different from the atheists if you really believe that there was once absolutely nothing and nothing created something. That's what the atheists believe. And that's what they believe too. As a matter of fact, Farrakhan said this. I actually quote that in my book. Farrakhan actually says this, that he believed that Allah created himself and then created everything else. That is complete madness. No one can create themselves. It's impossible. But a self-existing God who's always been here is capable of creating whatever. That makes a whole lot. See, I don't have to explain everything about God because I'm incapable of explaining. But there's no time in history that nothing can produce something. There has to be something that was here in order for there to be anything here. There has to be something or someone who's always existed. And it's obvious that matter cannot be self-existent because the earth and the energy is winding down. So therefore, there's no way to say that something like this universe has always been here because it's winding down. By basic logic, you can say, you can dispel that, right? Matter of fact, all of them admit it. Even the atheists admit that there's the universe is not eternal. So therefore, they have recreated what nothing even means. They call nothing something now in order to make their argument feasible, which is complete madness. Then they got the nerve to say that you believe in a pie in the sky and you try to make up a God. If I was going to make up a God, I would make the God of the Bible. Nobody, there's people who make up gods, but it's a God they can manipulate, they can control. I wouldn't make a God like the God of the Bible. I just wouldn't do it because the God of the Bible says that you can never be good enough to get to heaven. See, I'm going to make a God who I can bribe. That I can just, if I kill a bunch of people, blow myself up, then I can get your favor. This God says you're never going to be good enough. You need somebody to die for your sins. That ain't the kind of God I make up. Nobody would make up that kind of God. It's absurd. No one would make up a God like the God of the Bible who call y'all all wretched sinners. Say, I got to send the Messiah, who's the second person of the Trinity. You say, well, that's a contradiction. No, it's not a contradiction if you understand that. But this is the problem I have with things that make no sense. See, I don't have to explain how God got here because he's always been here. But I can tell you this, there's never been a time in history that there was nothing. Like it was air right here and boom, even though air has weight, so that's not really nothing. I don't really know how to describe nothing because technically speaking, air has weight. You can measure air. Anything molecule, just because you can't see it with the natural eyes, there's something there. You can't explain it, but I can tell you this right here. Never throughout the history of the world has there ever been anything, just nothing, and boom, came into existence by itself. That is illogical. I will not go with that reasoning. And all logic is not the same. All reasoning is not the same. And the reason that we have people being able to break the law and blow up things is because they're telling you that you came from monkeys. And if you came from monkeys, what difference does it make if I kill you? If you came from monkeys, why not act like monkeys? That is the logic that people don't understand. Once you tell somebody you came from this blob of nothingness, what difference does it make if I assassinate a baby? Doesn't make any difference because it has no value. See, what gave life value is the creator breathing the breath of life in the nostrils and you became a living being. That's why the soul can never be destroyed. I know they talk about annihilation and something like that, just like they've been wrong about every damn thing else. And if it don't make any sense, I'm sorry. I don't have to explain how it all got here, but I know that a fact that if there's something here, that has to always have been something here or someone here. That's the whole concept. The reason Islam is violent is because they can't prove their point. They have to conquer you. Muhammad didn't make any converts until he became violent and he forced people to accept his religion. That is a fact. I don't care if George Bush and Barack Obama tell you that his religion of peace is absurd. Said it may be some peaceful Muslims. I'm not doubting that there are some peaceful Muslims, but they're not following really after Muhammad because Muhammad was not peaceful. Well, part of his life was peaceful until he couldn't get any converts and he became unpeaceful then. Whenever they can't get their way, they become violent because there's no way to defend what they believe in. I don't have to care. I don't care if you get mad at what I say. I don't have to try to get upset and want to kill you. I'm not gonna try to kill you. God got that taken care of. You got to deal with that sooner or later. There's such thing as choices, and you make choices in life. When I see somebody acting like they're righteous, and here they are justifying violence and crime and criminal activities and child molesters, they're saying ignore laws all the time and just let everything just fall where it may be. We're okay with every type of violence. We're okay with giving sex change to children. We're okay with letting violent criminals out of jail so they can molest and rape children. And you say you are self-righteous? No, you ain't. You are a clown. I have a problem with you. You know what? I forgot to give a shout out to my brother too. Just noticed I'm just running my mouth. Did I give it? I don't think I gave a shout out to my brother Patrick J. McCarry. I had forgot about that. I was meaning to roll back to you, Patrick. Brother Patrick hit us up and he says, thank you. Keep up the great work. The devil has the whole world in an orgy of horror. We should truly be afraid for our children. Brother, I couldn't have said it no better myself. Brother Patrick, we should be afraid for our children. I was talking to a why is my screen frozen? Okay, it's unfrozen. I was talking to a veteran. He was in Desert Storm. We was in the store, and we just happened to start. We was waiting for something, and we started chatting to some. And he told me, he said, I don't know if you can remember. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, because I guess he didn't know how old I was. He said, I don't know if you're old enough to remember. And he said that we used to be able to ride our bicycles around the neighborhood. We hadn't worried about that. I said, of course I remember that. I said, could y'all, when y'all was playing outside, if you kept going to the house, would your mama make you stay in the house, or would you have to go on the side and drink out of the fountain? He said, now you're talking. He said, that's what we used to do. We used to be playing all day. We used to do we didn't have to worry about the perverts. And that was perverts back then, but not to the level. We used to ride our bicycles all day long, unless we were cutting yours or working with our dads or something in the summertime. But we used to have fun like that. Me and him would start chatting back and forth. He says, what those the good old days? I said, kids don't understand how much fun we had. Their fun now is just staying in the house on the video games. Our fun was going outside. Little boys acted like little boys. Even the ones that was a little soft acted like little boys. They still played basketball and football with us too. But now we have raised a generation of weak-minded young men. And you're in a dangerous time when your men become so weak, they become confused. See, truth is the only thing that can straighten them out. Lies and deception and pretending like something is not anything that can make people do the right thing. They're incapable of doing the right thing like that. Now, we all have a little common sense, but in order for children to go down, so you're supposed to train them up. That means your best chance is the guy. Don't wait till they become 15 or 14. It's hard to mold a 15-year-old. It's hard to mold a 16-year-old. It's a whole lot easier to, because I love when the kids that age from 1 to 3, almost all kids from 1 to 3, I mean from 0 to 3, they're so dependent on mama and daddy. They just think the world of, they'll lay on you and whatever mom and dad says, like God from heaven is speaking. Then from that age, from 4 to about 11, they want to hang out with mom and dad. They think mom and dad are so smart. When you have to start worrying about them is when they start at 12 and up, when they become teenagers. Then they think you don't know nothing. You got to make sure you didn't train them enough when they was younger, because when they get that age, it's going to be hard to mold them then. If you wait till they get that age, they become stubborn and hard-headed, and they know every damn thing. They forget that you once was their age, and then they'll tell you something like this. Well, you don't understand because times are different. Well, certain lies is still lies. Deception is still deception. No matter what era you in. Y'all may have better technology, but y'all don't have better common sense. You may have better devices and stuff, but you don't have the type of fortitude and mindset as we had. Because you see them right now, they wind over stuff that it would have been like a hiccup to us. and our parents was a whole lot stronger than us because they went through more too. And then their parents. Technically, they got it made in the shade. That's when I see somebody in 2025 getting on here having a pity party, being a professional victim. I just said, cut that out. Let's drop you off in one of these third world countries and we'll see how bad you really think you got it. You ain't got it nearly as bad as you think you got it. You just think you got it bad because you got it so damn easy. When people have it too easy, they'll start acting like they, boy, I got it so hard. You just don't understand. You got it like, that's a cakewalk what you're talking about. Hell, drop you off in one of these third world countries. I bet you'll get real humble in a minute. But anyway, I wasn't planning on going down the road, but sometimes we need to get a little truth in there. Because I think we deceived ourselves so much. And the news media lies so much. Some of your favorite politicians lie so much. Some of your favorite YouTubers, Twitter, social media platforms, they do everything for clicks. Everything is for clicks. There's nothing wrong with clicks. Don't get me wrong. But don't tell lies to get clicks. Or don't be half truth so it can seem like something. Because they'll put a title on a video and the video ain't even about what they said it was going to talk about. They'll throw that in there, but it ain't really about that. But anyway, I got to get out of here. God bless y'all in the Common Sense Nation. Thank you for your support. Stay strong. Don't ever get to the point that you hate the truth. Because you become dangerous when you start hating the truth. That's a fact.